you'll see some questions, asking you to find the angle between two vectors, and I think there are a couple in WebWork that actually ask you to do that as well. So again, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to calculate the dot product, or I'm going to use this formula here, essentially. The dot product of those two vectors, as we did in the previous slide, was 6. The magnitude of u, I used the Pythagorean theorem to come up with that. And same thing with the magnitude of v, so that's what I get. And now I'm going to plug these in where they should go. So I know that 6 is going to equal 2 times the root of 2 times 3 times the root of 5 times the cosine of theta. Which means 6 equals 6 times the square root of 10 times the cosine of theta. The cosine of theta would equal 6 over 6 times the square root of 10, or 1 over the square root of 10. And I'm going to do an arc cosine of that to get about 71.57 degrees. Anytime they ask for the angle between two vectors, they always want the smallest possible angle, or the angle that's between 0 and 180 degrees. So if you're giving me an angle that's over that, then that's not the angle we're looking for. And basically it's going to be the angle that arc cosine gives us anyway, eventually. So that's how I find the direction. I mean, that's how we use the dot product to find direction. Example 14, we want to determine that if u and v are parallel to each other. Well, again, this is going from the formula we had on a couple slides ago. If I take each vector's second component divided by the first component, and they end up being the same value, then they're parallel. So here, 3 over 2, 12 over 8, which is also 3 over 2, they're parallel. 8 over 4 is 2, 10 over 6 is 5/3, which is about 1.6 repeating. They're not the same thing. They're not parallel. As far as being orthogonal goes, if the dot product equals 0, then they're orthogonal. So when I look at u and v here, 4 times 9 is 36, plus 6 times negative 6, which gives me 36 minus 36, which is 0. They're orthogonal. Whereas for the second group, 2 times negative 4 plus 3 times 3 is negative 8 plus 9, which is 1, which is not equal to 0. So they're not orthogonal. So that one's a pretty simple one.